जितनी दफा देखूं तुम्हें धड़के.
Good morning, dear student. Welcome in online classes of Mughal International School. I Kapil Sharma, your associate teacher, again with the new topic, that is the Mughal administration system. Dear student, as you know well that we are discussing about the Mughal Empire from last 2-3 lecture. You have seen that almost about all the 6 early Mughals we discussed in our previous lecture. Today, finally in this lecture, conclusively we are going to see the administration system of Mughals. No doubt we already discussed about the Mughals administration while discussing about each and every Mughal emperor, just like how Sher Shah Suri introduced his administration, how he maintained properly. After then some other Mughals just like Akbar also followed the same kind of administration system that was given by Sher Shah Suri. So no doubt we have discussed about every Mughal emperor and about his administration system, about the achievements, how he was as a good administrator. And you have noticed one more thing, that the very good administration system was given in the beginning by Sher Shah Suri. Just like the good connectivity of road, he improved the good trading system also. After then the we can say just like the communication. Then after he improved some other kind of system in his military also. So like Dagwa Chehra system. So in military, politically, socially, okay, he tried his best to improve his administration system. And after then the Akbar, then after Shahjahan, then after Jahangir and the other rulers were there, they all followed the same kind of system. Means just like Akbar also have given a very strong and very good administration system, that the other upcoming successors, they also have to maintain it. Only they simply maintain it, no need to do any kind of new innovations. Simply they have to maintain it properly. That's why you have seen that in the beginning, whatever the administration system given by Sher Shah Suri and other we can say early rulers of Mughal Empire, almost the other successor till to Aurangzeb, they maintain it. They are not going to modify, they are not going to do any other innovation, we can say. Simply they keep maintaining, and as a result, really they got a very good administration as well as they got its success also in this regard. So conclusively today in this lecture, my dear student, we are going to discuss about the Mughals administration, that what kind of administration system they followed, what they have learned from Sher Shah Suri, and how and what kind of other things and innovations they added by their own. So for example, first of all, you know very well that the Mughal administration was divided into two categories, one central administration and provincial administration. Why? You know very well that the one emperor cannot handle the complete we can say administration. For this the empire was divided, because the whole empire, that was a very big event, that a single ruler is not going to maintain it properly. That for example, right now if you will see that how the prime minister will know that what it is going on in our area. So someone appointed by him to look after that particular area also. So at that time also the same system was there, that the empire was fully divided into two categories, that was central administration, provincial administration. For example, today we call it central government and the state government. The state heads and the state in charges are there, they are going to look this system of state, and the other that those who are in the central government, they are going to look the central issues. So at the time also the whole empire was divided into two, central administration and a provincial administration. Then after, my dear student, the head of center was the emperor only, means the king was the main head, and he was having the unlimited powers, we can say. That the complete, he was simply, we can say, the pivot around which the complete administration system is going to revolve. And the most important ministers were the central government were Wakil, Diwan, Mirbaks and Khani Saman. Here we all know very well that the head of the complete central administration was who? The king only. He was having unlimited powers, but even we know very well that one cannot, one king, we can say one person cannot rule, cannot look after the whole system of the complete empire even. So that's why he was assisted by many of the ministers. For example, today also Prime Minister is assisted by cabinet ministers. Like chief minister also assisted by so many council of ministers are there. So the same, at the time also that the emperor also required the help and support of other ministers. So here we are going to see that who were they? Those are going to support the ruler. So mainly in central government these ministers were there: Wakil, Diwan, Mir Bakshi and Khane Saman. Wakil, Diwan, Mir Bakshi and Khane Saman. Now what was the role of these ministers? That what kind of department they are assigned by the ruler? Here we are going to see, my dear student, you see that the Wazir was the chief minister. For example, like Birbal was the Wazir in the court of Akbar. Okay, so what was the Wazir at the time? He was just like the chief minister. Diwan, he controlled the department of finance or revenue. Okay, and he made the rules and regulation for the land revenue settlement. So the complete finance system, just like today the finance ministry is going to look after our system of our country, the same might be, student. At that time also the head of the revenue system, head of the revenue department was who? The Diwan. Just like Todermal was the Diwan during Akbar's time. So simply we can say that the Diwan who controlled the department of finance and revenue, number one. Number two, my dear student, the whatever the new rule and regulations are there related to revenue settlement, that this year what kind of revenue will be there, okay, to decide the revenue of particular area, because land was also measured different category. So what kind of tax should be there of the particular land? This is the fertile one land or not? Yeah, we can say the barren, in especially the time of any famine, any drought is there. So these all concerns are there with the Diwan only. So you understood that the role of Wazir and Diwan. Then after the third one, the Mir Bakshi was the mainly concerned with the recruitment, maintenance, training and inspection of the army. Means simply we can say he was the head of the army, he was the paymaster of the army. That the soldiers are there, they are going to get the salary from Mir Bakshi only. Okay, so their recruitment, that to whom he want to recruit or not, this is also, this power is also like with the Mir Bakshi only. Maintenance, to maintain the troop properly, to give them training, time to time, inspection of the particular department of the army. These all the kind of issues are there now. These all kind of concerns are there with the Mir Bakshi only, and he was the main paymaster of the army. So the function and the role of Mir Bakshi is also clear, means related to he was the head of the defense. Then fourth minister, my dear student, he was Khane Saman. He was the in charge of the household. Household means what kind of item they are going to make for the king. Okay, what should be there in the dinner, what should be there in the lunch. These all the things mainly decided by Khane Saman. Next, his main duties were to control the emperor's personal servants and look after the food store, etc. So my dear students, so many servants were there, especially for the help and for the support of the king. So mainly those servants are working for the king. So who was the main head and in charge over those servants? Khane Saman. So household activities are also looked after by Khane Saman. All the servants, he was also the paymaster for the servants, that whatever the salary, to whom, what kind of salary, how much, this is also decided by the Khane Saman only. And he was, look after the food stores also, that how much food is there, we have to store more or not. Okay, so these all the things look after by Khane Saman. As by the name only you can see, Khane Saman is going to look after, about the eating, what kind of food should be given to the ruler. These all the things decided by him. He also managed the karkhanas also, that whatever the karkhanas and industries were there at the times, where the different kinds of eatables are going to manufactured, simply we can say. So the karkhana was also under the control of Khane Saman only. Next, my dear student, the officer was there, that was Sadr Sudur. He was the encouraged Islamic learning. So simply we can say he was the head of Islamic learning, a kind of scholar, and all the officials such as Qaji, Mufti, they were appointed by the king on his recommendation only. That to whom Sadr Sudur want, that person will be appointed as the Qaji and Mufti. So who were the Qaji and Mufti at the time? Just like right now we are having like the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court and Chief Justice. So simply we can say they are the main judge. At the time they are known as Qaji and Mufti, and they are appointed by the Sadr Sudur. Means the ruler is going to appoint them, but on demand and on recommendation of Sadr Sudur only. So I hope who were the ministers in central government. I hope you understood. Again I am repeating, my dear student, the four ministers were Vakil, Diwan, Mir Bakshi and Khane Saman. Vakil you know very well, who is going to look after all the things. Diwan is a kind of wazir. Diwan, he was the having the complete finance related issues are there with the Diwan. Okay, we can say finance minister. Mir Bakshi, the head of defense, we can say the paymaster of the army, recruitment and other all the things are there. They related with the Mir Bakshi only. Khane Saman going to look after all the household activities. Okay, Wazir was a kind of chief minister. So these all were the ministers in the central administration. Simply they are going to help and support to emperor. Okay, then after next, my dear students, we are going to discuss about provincial administration. Already you know very well, during the Akbar's administration system we discussed regarding the provincial administration, that the complete empire was divided into central government and the, we can say, central administration and the provincial administration, and then provincial divided into different Subha divided into Pragna divided into Mahal or village. So each provinces are there, they are known as province, as well as they are divided into Subhas also. Now here also we are going to discuss that who were the head, means who are the different ministers appointed by the emperor to look after the different issues of the particular province. Because for example, right now our state is also a kind of province. The chief minister, governor, okay, president is going to appoint the governor here. Okay, he is also the head, but real head is the chief minister. So who are they? They are going to look after the complete issues of the state. Same at the time, my dear student, that a few officials here, we can call them ministers, yeah, head of the province. They are appointed by the emperor to look after the province related issues. So here we are going to start. The main head of the provincial administration was known as Subedar or Sipalhar. Okay, just like right now we have the chief minister. At the time, who was the main head? Subedar and Sipalhar. Okay, his main duties. Here we are going to discuss it. What was the main duty of that Subedar? The main duty of the Subedar, to maintain the peace and harmony, maintain law and order, to hold the fair justice, increase agriculture, trade and industry. Why? Because the tax, the main tax, from the agriculture, trade and industry only. So he have to maintain it properly. And then the Subedar was the supreme military commander in the province also. He was also having the unlimited powers at the province, to whom he want to promote, to whom he want to give the kind of punishment for any kind of wrong activities. These all the things especially decided by the Subedar only. But my dear student, one more thing was there, that there were certain checks on the powers of Subedar also. Because if a Subedar has given unlimited power at the province, so sometimes that Subedar can also misuse those powers. So to stop such things, to stop the kind of dictatorship of that particular Subedar in that province, there are some officials appointed by the ruler, just a kind of check that they are having an eye upon the Subedar also, that Subedar is working properly or not. So for this, my dear student, at least 3 central ministers were there. 3 central ministers were there. They are just like a check on the powers of Subedar, we can say. And who were the 3 ministers? Diwan, means finance minister, we can say. Mir Bakshi, the paymaster of the army. And Sadari Sudur, means the head who is going to decide the simply Kaji and we can say Mufti. Here you have seen the Sadari Sudur. He was the learner of Islamic learning. So these 3 ministers, they are the head, and we can say head and having the direct control over the Subedar. Means they are going to, Subedar is totally accountable towards these 3, and the 3 have the power to ask any question, anything to Subedar regarding the kind of progress, regarding the work, regarding the province, that what he did and what he not did. These all the things can be asked by these 3 ministers. Simply we can say the 3 were the head over the Subedar to check the power of Subedar, the Subedar is working properly or not. And it should be there, my dear student, because you know very well, if that a Subedar is the head of the province, then the Subedar can sometimes misuse the power also. Sometimes he can use his own rule and regulation. He may be arbitrary rule, he can be he can start. So in this situation there should be above the Subedar also. The rulers, they are very intelligent at that time. So especially these 3 ministers are there from the central government, the central administration. They are the head and they are having a kind of full control over the Subedar. The primary unit of administration, you know well, that was the village, and there is a head of the village also. He was known as Muqaddam, Patwari, and Chokidar. So the three were the in charge of, we can say, the in charge of the village were, who were the in charge of village? Muqaddam, a Patwari who is going to maintain the land record of a particular village, and the Chokidar who is going to look after the complete, you can say, kind of a Chokidari of that village, means protection of that village done by the Chokidar. So Muqaddam, Patwari, and Chokidar, they were the three head of the village. Yeah, we can say village administration was under the control of the three, Muqaddam, Patwari, and Chokidar. And the panchayat settled the disputes are there, whatever the disputes were there at the village level, simply the disputes and whatever the conflict is there solved by the the panchayat of that village only, means they are not going to refer these cases into some other authority. Whatever the village issues are there, under the we can say kind guidance of the villagers as well as the head of the panchayat, we can call them five panch. They are going to solve their disputes at their village only. They are not going to pass it to anyone. So this was the kind of system at the province. Okay, so I hope you understood that about the province administration also, that it was divided into subas. Sipalhar and Subedar was the head, and he was also checked by the three ministers of the central administration, who were the Meerbaks and Diwan or Sadr Sudur. Then third, my dear student, we are going to discuss about the revenue system. You know very well that the revenue system, we can say, the main source for the government, main source of the income, we can say, for the government was the revenue only. Today also, our government is earning by the revenue only. Maybe the different taxes are there. They are maybe toll tax, road tax, sale tax. You all know very well that whatever tax today we are paying, that tax is the kind of income for the government. So at the time also, very well, and in previous lecture also we have discussed that during the time of every emperor, the main tax was that was the land tax only, and they have maintained it in a different way. For example, during the time of Sher-Shah, you have seen that the land was measured and divided into different category, just like the fertile land, barren land, okay, medium quality, average, like this. That was the kind of quality of the particular land, and the tax was also decided as per the quality of the land. The same maintained by the Akbar also, that he appointed so many officials for this. The Diwan Todarmal is going to look after the complete system. After that, they are going to check that the quality of the land. Tax means the land tax was decided as per the quality of the land only. Farmers have to pay the land into cash or kind. Okay. And if they are not paying, then some certain actions also can be taken against those who are somewhere, we can say, not paying the tax to the emperor. So you see, my dear student, that this main source of income was the land revenue only, and the land was measured and divided into different category, and it was decided from the production of the last 10 years also, you have seen. Okay, and how the quality of the particular crop is there. So not only that the tax was fixed, the tax was not fixed, it was fixed as per the quality of the land, as per the last 10-year production, and the price and the quality of the particular crop. So this system was also well maintained by the Mughals during their time. And some other sources, if you talk about, then the land revenue were there. They are the octroi tax. Octroi tax means, suppose if any kind of item, any item is there that is coming, they are importing from the other countries, so then the other country also have to pay the tax for the particular item. Okay, for example, suppose they are importing any cinnamon, cardamom, any other kind of dry fruits, other items from the other place, from other country. So at the time they have to pay the tax, and that tax also a kind of source of income for the ruler, which is known as octroi tax. It's very important that what is octroi tax, you should know it. Then taxes on mines, that if they want to extract some minerals, for this also there is a kind of tax. Tax on salt also, state trading. Okay, that related to center to state. If any item, if central government, if any item coming from central government to state government, then the state government have to pay the tax to the central government. And if any item coming from the another country to the central government, then also the central government have to pay the tax to the other country. Okay, that country want to do their trade here. For example, suppose any other country who want to start their business here, so at that time that they also have to pay the tax. So it was also a source of income. Today also the same system is there, my dear student. and present to the emperor by his nobles. If sometimes the nobles are very happy, if they gain good revenue, so they are also going to give the different kind of present to their ruler. So that was also a kind of we can say source of income for the emperor. Then fine imposed on culprits. Okay, that fine is also a source of income. That if anyone who found culprit, so then during the when the kind of punishment given by the court. So the fine system is there at the time also, my dear student. This fine was also a source of income, we can say. And income from minting of coins. That if the minting of coin is also there, then also that how much coins they are going to mint as per the quantity of the coins they have to pay the tax to the ruler. And some other tax were just like forest tax were that if someone want to cut the wood from the forest, some other kind of medicinal leaves they want to collect, so that kind of tax were also there. So we can say other than the land revenue, these all other sources were also there of income for a ruler during the Mughal empire, during the Mughal administration, whatever they maintained it properly. So simply, my dear student, today we have discussed the complete about the Mughal administration system, which is divided into two: central administration and provincial administration. The emperor and the other minister who are going to assist the emperor, about which we have discussed, they were the four. Then after their duties also we have seen about the provincial administration, head of the province and the other in charges, and who is the head over the subedar, about which also we have discussed, and the complete revenue system. About these three already we have discussed, but here particularly we have discussed about the Mughal administration system. In next lecture we are going to discuss about the Mansabdar as well as the agrarian relationship of the Mughals, that how they improved their agriculture also. Till then you enjoy this lecture, and whatever any query and doubt is there, you can ask me, my dear student. And the second thing is there, you go through each and every point and you learn the department and head of the department and what kind of work done by them. This is very important for you, as your PT3 is also very near. So thank you, have a nice day.